Oh, it's you. Come on in. Welcome to the Scumm Bar. Welcome to the Scumm Bar Podcast, episode 53, where we talk movies, video games, pop culture, books, I didn't think of anything else, and everything in between. I'm your host, Mattbrush, and with me today is my more prepared co-host,
Anth0z. I gave you so much time, too. I didn't have a topic. I'm like, just give me a few more minutes.
Oh, I forgot. I thought it was so good. I grabbed the pirate joke, and I was like sitting there like, I didn't forget anything this time. I'm great. And then boom, as I'm reading the script, I'm like Ron Burgundy. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know what to do.
It's okay. You were forgiven. I just took so long. I wasn't really prepared.
My bad.
So,
I'm sorry, guys. But that's okay.
Bad.
I hope my mistake ends up being your good thing.
Yes. That's how it works.
Oh my gosh, we're almost heading to unhinged episode territory right here, but that's okay with me. So
what are we even?
Yeah. Well, Anth0z, welcome to episode 53. Can you believe it? We've been doing 53. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that's a whole year's worth of episodes if you did a podcast every week.
Yeah, that's true. So, we completed a year.
The full Soykit.
In two different ways at this point now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When did we start this podcast? 2017 or 2018?
2018
Sorry,
summer?
2018 summer. You're right. Yeah. And now
End
it's
of summer.
2020, and we're heading into mid-Feb. So
yeah.
That's crazy. Just pat yourself on the back for a second, because that's pretty awesome. So good for us.
Oh, the stretch. Oh, man. Hold on.
That looks
this
comfy.
Was good. I haven't heard this in a while.
Anth0z, while you're stretching, would you like to hear a piratey themed joke?
Okay.
What is a pirate's favorite type of CD?
Not the seven C's. Favorite type of CD. A laser, no. C. What? A vitamin CD? No. I don't know. What?
I got you with another of the lame ones. A CDR.
Ah.
Yep. That's the pirate CD. You didn't get it, but that's okay. That's okay. There's always next time.
Yep, that's true.
I'm
what, like 1 for 40?
Probably. Maybe out of 53 you got 2?
2, like 1.5. Yeah. I think you gave me one when like you shouldn't have. It was kind of just like, I'm gonna give it to you. It's not entirely right, but it's close enough.
You did one that was better than the joke too.
Right.
So
oh, so I should get bonus points.
Maybe even a couple of them. So
nice.
Maybe you actually win. I'm not sure. Anth0z, what is new with you and things like that?
Oh, I'm trying to work on this new hairstyle.
Ooh.
Which is a little bit different. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, because we don't actually show our faces in the videos that
you
we
don't
post
want
on
to see
YouTube.
it, trust me.
Nope, it's crazy. So I'm half Chinese and half Italian, therefore my hair is half curly. Most of my life I've just kind of like I've done like the straight whatever kind of like comb over or straight up or spiked or whatever it is.
Or the baby Gohan look.
Baby Gohan?
Yeah, didn't you have a bowl cut when you were a child?
Well, no, I don't think I ever did the bowl cut. Although my wife would argue that I did.
I feel like Gohan as a kid in the first season of Dragon Ball Z, that's you as a kid. I feel like you had a lot of the same look.
It's like every Asian as a kid. Anyway, so yeah, so my sides, I don't know what do you call the hairstyle, but short sides where it was like shaved to almost to the scalp, and now I'm trying to have the top of my head all like wavy and curly and messy, but it's like so difficult because my hair is like, it's heavy, and so when I try to curl it and make it messy, it plops and it looks like a really awkward toupee. So yeah, I'm working on it.
I'm definitely the wrong person to be in this conversation at all for this. But is it supposed to be more like a Joe Jonas kind of look?
Kind of like a John Stamos kind of thing.
I don't know. I feel like Joe Jonas has that. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind.
When he was younger, yeah, that's right. When he was younger, he had a bit of like that curly hairstyle. Mine's not as curly as him, or
no,
his.
That's not even the guy I was thinking of. I have a clear idea in my mind of the person I'm thinking of. Is there other? There's other Jonas brothers.
Yeah, there's two others.
They're
Kevin.
definitely a group of brothers.
Yes. Yes.
None of them look like what I was thinking though.
It's not just a singular brothers. It's
I'm
so
probably thinking
Kevin
of a
Jonas.
different pop idol, but I just think that they all. I don't know. All their names get really confusing for me. Like one time I was like
Hanson.
Who's Hanson?
What? Really?
Chris Hansen?
No. Hanson.
Hi, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline.
Like.
Yeah. No, I wasn't thinking of Hanson.
Okay, but you know them now that I sung it, right?
Yes, I know that song.
Okay,
I don't know them.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, I don't know who I was thinking of, but I was thinking of a guy with the hair that's similar to what you were trying to do, and he's some kind of famous guy. So I was like, oh, maybe you're doing that thing, but I don't know.
All right, sure, yeah, cool. I'm like that guy.
To me, you look like a average pop star look. Like you look like you've got that average pop star look of all the famous male idols of right now.
Sweet, I'm halfway there.
Like I
got the look down. Now I need the skill.
Sam Smith is a guy, right?
Sam Smith is white.
Oh, that's not at all who I am thinking of.
Oh, no, he's not blonde.
What is going on?
Dirty blonde. Who do you think I am?
I'm thinking of a guy who's black, but I thought his name was Sam Smith.
Like African? Or you mean black hair?
No, African American.
Oh.
Sam Cooke, maybe? No? Who's this?
I don't know if my hair would be like anybody African, because mine, like, I find more
no, there's just it wasn't even him. It was just
theirs are usually like more curly or like more frizzy, but I don't know if I've ever. Well, I mean, they could perm it, but Kanye, nope.
Definitely not.
Donald Glover, probably not.
No.
Let's see, Miles Morales. Spider-Man.
Oh right. Light Yagami. Oh yeah, you do look like Light Yagami.
Light? His name is Light?
Light Yagami.
Oh, it's an anime character. I thought this was a real person.
That's because his name Light Yagami. I can't remember why, but for something you could probably explain to me at some point that I don't understand. But in the Japanese characters, the word for light also it's a dual meaning and it means something else, and it happens to do with his character, and it's really interesting. And they try to explain it in the English dub, and I will admit, with the English dub, it doesn't come across very well. So I don't understand what they're trying to say.
Yagami Light. Yagami Raito. Commonly romanized as Yagami Light. Carries a lot of symbolism in the characters that it's written with. God of the Night. Yeah, I don't know by my own education, so I would have to look it up too.
Oh, you know what? No, I think I actually just explained it wrong. He goes by the name of Kira, which becomes like his name. Like Kira becomes like his identity. And I think Kira also happens to mean light in a certain way or something.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm explaining that even worse now. I don't get it. Anyways, there's some cool symbolism with Light Yagami. So maybe his name is Light for a specific reason.
Okay.
Yagami.
Sure.
You should hear my fiance and I try to reenact Death Note because it's pretty funny. We are very bad, but when we're trying to reenact how they talk on there, and we're talking English dubs too, not even Japanese audio. It's just really funny because all the names are hilarious, but they're funny.
You should just record a whole episode, or
should
dub a whole episode, just the two of you.
Oh,
recreating all the characters' lines. Every single character.
I think I gave you Attack on Titan. I think I said Attack on Titan. I could understand the emotion was a little bit better in the Japanese one than the English one, only because the English guys didn't sound as into it as the Japanese guys did. I think I gave you that one, and I'll give you that for now. But that's what
I read somebody gave an explanation of why they think Japanese voice actors do better than Western ones, and they said it's because the Western ones are trying to sound like Japanese voice actors. as opposed to just trying to sound with the characters. So I think that might have to do specifically with the dubbed versions of anime, as opposed to cartoons that are actually made for like Western audiences. Like
I think it depends. Like I've definitely heard differences in ones I listen to. Like we were talking about last week with Miyazaki films. In those ones, I don't feel like they're trying to sound trying to sound Japanese. They seem to like they're just trying to be regular English characters that happen to be in a Japanese world, which to me works. I don't know why, but it works really quickly. And the shows that I listen to in English audio, I think honestly, I don't think the voice actors are trying to do anything different either. Like the guy who does Light Yagami in Death Note is from Vancouver, and
cool.
he just sounds like a regular dude. Like I don't think he's trying to do anything different. It's just that in Death Note, a lot of the plot is Japanese plot. Like it's very much like their school system. They're learning English in one of the episodes, and he has to like recite something in English, and like he's already speaking English, so it's very strange. But anyways, just weird stuff like that. But I can see why they would think that though for some anime, and I'm sure there's a bunch out there that I haven't watched, maybe not so mainstream, where it is English people trying to sound Japanese, which is probably just ruin it. You would want me, for example, if I was doing a character, I would just want to sound like me, not sound like me trying to be more than who I am. I would just want to sound like me if that's the voice of the character they were going for, right?
Yeah.
And not me trying to sound German or Japanese or something weird. Like,
German. What was I gonna ask? Oh, did you start watching Boku no Hero Academia yet?
Oh, I still haven't. The thing is, I want to watch it with my fiance because I feel like she's gonna like it. But what I have to do in this case, as I do with every other show, is I have to pre-screen it, and that's the boyfriend watches the first 2 or 3 episodes and then goes, "Hey, hun, you should check it out. It's a really good anime." And then you can like actually watch it with them, and then they watch it. But they don't just sit there and watch it.
You have to tell her she's not gonna like it.
Yeah, exactly. I have to tell her she's not gonna like it, then she'll like it.
Yeah.
But I have to do that, otherwise we'll both not understand what's going on. And this happened with Attack on Titan. We'll both not understand what's happening, and then if we both don't understand, then we both won't put the focus into learning more. So if I already know 5 episodes ahead of her, then I can start to spoon feed some of the, oh wow, it gets a little bit better when it does this, and then it just
watch out for the thing around the corner, it's coming.
Yeah. So I will watch a few episodes of that. I should just go and just start watching a few of that, then I'll begin.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Boku no Hero Academia.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know if that's what it was. It was something like that.
It was close. That was close. We'll give it to you.
Goku
no Hero Academia.
One of my passwords at work now includes Goku in it, and I just laugh every time. So I needed to change it to something, and it was the first word that came to my mind. It was just funny. Goku.
I like
out
that.
of all things. Let's move into... Are we already into the old news, or what are we doing right now?
Well, we're not really. We're kind of in, like, us news. Like, what's new with you is what we've been doing.
Well, how about what's new with news?
What's new with old news?
Yay, old newbie news.
Right. So I'm not sure why I forgot to mention this before or last episode, but the coronavirus. Have you heard of this?
I've been afflicted with the coronavirus. I already have it. Sorry, Canada.
Drinking a bunch of Corona?
Yes, I heard. Yes. No, I did hear that it's already in Canada, and it's already in BC now. Actually.
Yeah. So
actually, it's already in Vancouver now, isn't it?
Well, I think the last I heard, the Vancouver case was not confirmed. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, no. The Vancouver case was confirmed. Yeah. They had the first set of test results come back in to say positive, and they were waiting for second test. And then last I heard, in Toronto, they had 2 cases. It was a man and his wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, stay home. Wash your hands. Get Foodora. Get food delivered to you from people who are not sick. Get Amazon grocery delivered to you. I don't know. Just stay home.
Okay.
Do everybody a favor, yourself included. Stay home.
There's a university.
Or go to the hospital.
There's a university in my town, and they're doing a class trip, I guess, over to China, to Hong Kong.
Oh.
And
that's
like
happening.
it's in like a week, I think now, and there's been no talk of them canceling the trip. And I'm like,
what?
It sounds so bizarre. I'm like, why don't you cancel it? Because like in 4 months from now, when we're suddenly like, whoa, the coronavirus is here, like I'm gonna be like, well, of course it is. Like we just sent a bunch of people down. Yeah. I would so much rather than be like, we don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but just in case, we're canceling the trip. I would be happier with that. But okay, yeah, that's a better statement. Like, just for cautionary sake, we're gonna cancel the trip. Okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
for sure. It's weird to me that it's still going through because like they've closed off cities.
Yeah.
In and around China, so like that's, yeah, I don't know. That's okay.
Doesn't make sense.
Anyway, yeah. So that's that. I was looking into some stuff related to the MCU, and you know, I kind of the macaws. The macaws. Oh, that's a Friends reference. Yes.
The macaw.
What's that from? That's from like season 2 or 3. When is it the? Oh no! Sorry, wait. Is it the macaw? I swear that is the macaws.
I recognize something of what you're talking about, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, I thought it was when Ross goes to the zoo, and he's trying to find out where they.
Oh, the macaws, like the bird, the macaw. Is he talking to the zookeeper, and the zookeeper saying something about the macaws?
Yeah.
Does he say like they're talking or something like that?
Unless I'm thinking of something that happened in Ace Ventura 2. Because that could have been it too.
The macaws.
I swear he says something about the macaws. It's the zookeeper. And he says it like that. The macaws.
Ross believes everything the zookeeper tells him. That's all I really see.
Okay.
Doesn't say anything about the macaws, unfortunately.
Alright. Maybe it was Ace Ventura. I'll find another one. Anyway.
Meet me in the nocturnal house in 15 minutes.
So this is unconfirmed speculation, but apparently Marvel Studios may or may not have their exclusive rights back for the Hulk, as well as getting Namor. But I don't. Okay, so it's not confirmed. What bugs me is that there are so many articles that just like say like, oh, Marvel might have the rights back, but we don't know.
Or
like,
Marvel to get the Hulk back, and then you read the article and it's like Marvel is in talks with some studio of possibly getting the rights back, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Why do people waste so much time writing these 2-paragraph articles?
Because you're there reading it.
Ugh. How is there any benefit to them? Like, how does that even get them any kind of good ratings? Or like, oh, they visited our site about our lie. Great. I don't know. Anyway, bothers me.
Can you explain the Hulk thing to me? Because I'm not really too sure. I didn't realize Marvel doesn't have the rights to the Hulk.
So they don't have full rights, which is why he hasn't had his own solo movie. Like, they don't have the Hulk franchise rights, like movie rights. So as up until now, it's been with what is it? 20th Century? No,
they bought out
Universal Studios. I think Universal Studios is the one who did the previous Hulk movie with
Eric Bana.
Well, I guess both of them. Actually, was it? Must have been Universal for both, right?
Oh, you're thinking Edward Norton. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, yeah. So Marvel never had full rights, which is why, or partially why, Hulk never had a full solo movie, and he's always been a part of crossovers. So that includes the Avengers movies, crossover in the Thor movie, and then I think he meaning Mark Ruffalo, apparently had some sort of quote-unquote secret meeting with Kevin Feige, which was likely to discuss stuff to do about She-Hulk. So I don't know if that meant that that there would be another potential for Mark Ruffalo to show up as the Hulk in the She-Hulk.
Is he going to be She-Hulk?
I don't imagine that he would, but you know, it's the 21st century.
He's a good actor. He could be anything he wants to be.
Yeah. I don't you know, I'm not putting him down for not being able to do She-Hulk.
Good. Then it's settled.
Cool.
The new She-Hulk is going to be Mark Ruffalo.
All right. Cool.
She-Hulk. Robots in disguise.
So, anyway, that's that.
Ruffalo in disguise.
And then Henry Golding, who played I forgot what his name is, but he was in Crazy Rich Asians. He was the guy in Crazy Rich Asians. He was also in, what was that movie called? What was it called? A Christmas Story. He was in this Christmas movie with Emilia Clarke.
Oh, that's something, you know, that one.
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, so
I can't remember what it's called. Everlasting, okay. Enchantment Everlasting. No, that's not what it's called.
Nope.
That wasn't.
So yeah, another dumb article, 2-paragraph article saying that apparently Henry Golding was approached. His response to did Marvel approach you about being Namor?
Yep.
His response was, no, of course not. And like that was it. So that's the article.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm just mentioning these because it just bothers me how many of these there are out there. Like,
saying that he's Namor?
like just speculative, unconfirmed.
Right. And he said that he's not.
Little articles that just blah, blah, internet, blah, giving thanks, blah. There's my Friends reference. I got one. Chandler giving thanks. Hates Thanksgiving. Really?
I don't remember that line. I remember that he hates Thanksgiving for sure. I don't remember that line though.
He says, I'll just look it up. Let's see. Chandler. Oh, Chandler giving thanks. Blech. How do you spell blech? Anyway.
Blech. Blech.
I guess that's how you would say it. This is gonna be hard. There were several Thanksgiving episodes. I feel like he says like potatoes. Blech, giving thanks. Blech. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I do. That sounds sort of familiar. No, I kind of get it.
I'll keep looking for it while we continue. But anyway, yeah. Where am I with my news? So there's that. Ooh. Did you see the trailer for Netflix Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution?
No, I didn't.
So it's a 3D like CGI movie for Pokemon. So it's basically like the original Pokemon, the first movie, but redone.
Wow.
In CGI. Looks kind of cool.
Huh.
Yeah. That's coming out. Oh, that's February. That's coming out February. Yeah.
Wow, that's soon.
So this month.
Crazy.
Very soon. Yeah. Anyway. That's all my news.
Wow. Good news. Good news, everyone.
Thanks. The spirit of Thanksgiving. Yeah. Phoebe says the spirit of Thanksgiving. That's what I find it.
Going off to the spirit of Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Phobie. Come on. Giving thanks. Yes. Okay, you go. While I search, you go.
You go. I don't have any news lately.
Okay. Well, you can. You don't have to talk about news. You could talk
I'll
about...
look and see what's going on. Well, I'm gonna fill the time while Anth0z is looking at stuff.
Oh, I found it.
Okay.
Ugh, turkey. Ugh, giving thanks. And then Phoebe says, "Look, everyone, it's a spirit of Thanksgiving." And that's my reference.
And that's the Friends. That's the thing.
That's got it.
Okay, cool, interesting. Anth0z, do you want to go into topic number one?
Yeah.
Also, did you want to take topic number one, or do you want me to take topic number one for anybody who doesn't speak French? Or whatever that language was.
You know what? You go.
Aw, thanks, Hugo. So I am going to take on topic number one, and my topic for topic number one is this, and this is it. As we know, Sony PlayStation is going to be releasing announcing, I should say, the release date for the PlayStation 5 any day now.
Yes, any minute.
Any second of the day now. By the time we upload this podcast, they're already going to release the release date. And so what I would like to do, because I honestly think the release is probably going to be this year. I think it's going to be pretty quick. It's just going to come out this year. What I would like to do is, while we know nothing really about the console, and I think you actually can find the specs online, but I haven't looked at it at all. While we know nothing about the console, we've talked a little bit in the past about what we expect in next generation consoles. What I would like to see specifically is like, what do you want to see, or what do you think would be an improvement for the PlayStation 5 as opposed to the PlayStation 4? Like, what would be a good jump up for the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 to warrant us getting a new console for these games? Because I've been trying to think about this for a little while in this day, and I've got a few, but I'm honestly struggling a little bit. So I'd like to know, what do you think? What would you like to see if you were making the PS5 right now? What would you like to see on the PS5 for it to be worth it?
Integrated keyboard. I'm really
an integrated keyboard.
Yeah, so the console itself would have a keyboard on top of it, and so because people will play online, and then if you're on the PSN and you want to message somebody, unless you have some other keyboard like a wireless keyboard connected,
yep,
then you have to end up using
wired.
your actual like your DualShock controller or your PS4 your controller
Yep.
to like select letter by letter. But yeah, I mean, if you had if the whole console, no, that's not possible. If it was wireless, and could work on a wireless charger, so that it could be powered. If it could fold, so that you could take it anywhere you go in your pocket.
Interesting. You're definitely a Switch player when the thing you want the most out of your new console is an accessory.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess when I think of consoles, I'm just trying to think of like portability, because I don't always. Growing up, like I had a lot of games at home, and not a lot of my friends did, or they didn't all have the same like consoles or the same games. So I was just thinking like, well, in hindsight, the way that I could have brought it over to their place was if I could carry it, but it was always so bulky and big, right? So, I don't know, portability. I like the portability factor, but
well, that's actually interesting then. So, as a Switch player and somebody who is interested in the portability factor, is the release of the Switch and the kind of trying to change that whole mentality of how a console is viewed. Do you think that should come into play at all with the new PS5? Should they be looking into kind of integrating more of a mobile presence with their console?
You know what? I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe just going with the whole moving into smart home technologies, and everything could be seamlessly connected wirelessly, or seamlessly connected whatever way, but in most cases it's wireless. That if you're gonna have a console, I feel like it should be either something that is just stationary, kind of like how you would have a desktop, like a desktop tower, where you don't typically move it around, or you have something that is extremely mobile, because I guess I feel that if you're gonna be playing, I don't know, people nowadays that I've heard of don't just have TVs in the living room, but they've also got them in their bedrooms, and maybe like another TV, like smaller TV or like monitor in their kitchen or something. I don't know, like people who have houses or like multi-room homes. So I feel like a cool integration would be being able to play the PS5 like from TV to TV to TV, like, continuously, without having to like unplug and just without having to unplug and lose power, but being able to keep the power running, keep it on, plug it into one TV, moving into another room, keep playing there without having to stop your gameplay.
What would probably, like, that's actually a service that we could emulate today pretty easily. That would be browsing, so that'd be streaming, I mean, for gaming. So I mean, already Steam has done lots with that, and there's what's that, Stadia, I think, is a console that's doing
Google
that.
Stadia.
Yeah. So I definitely could see PlayStation trying something similar to that. I wonder if that would be what people are interested in, though, because with streaming comes all internet connectivity and all that kind of stuff. I still think consoles aren't at a place yet where we're taking them further than what we already do with desktop computers. Like, I don't know. To me, what will win the console, I think, is going to be specs at the end of the day. And even that's not really enough for me to, like, I'm not going to buy a PS5 right out of the gate, regardless of what games are coming out for it and stuff, because there's nothing really to entice me yet. I guess games at the end of the day are the reason why you do go to consoles, not necessarily the console itself, but they should have a bunch of features about them that are intriguing enough to want to jump up to them. But since there hasn't really been that many developments in between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, I just don't think there's much to put into the console other than larger hard drive space and a better CPU, or more RAM or something. But it's just confusing, because it's like you could already do that to a PlayStation 4 right now anyways, and I don't know, it just seems weird.
Well, yeah, I agree with you that in that sense that then it would be more so about like being game dependent on what draws the crowd, because
of course,
the way I see it, you know, there's kind of the PC world of games, and then there's the console world of games, and those are the ones. It's not always just necessarily PS4 or PS versus Xbox, but it's like console versus PC.
Yeah.
And I guess the way that I would separate those is that people who enjoy the console games are the ones who don't necessarily want to take the time to figure out specs.
Yes, because they want to buy a base model that will work for all the games that are coming out for it. Like, with the idea that this model here, all the games will work on this model no matter what. I don't gotta change a thing. Just this base price is how much it costs to be able to play all these games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then whereas if you're an avid PC user, I find more of the gamers that play on PC are the ones who are more inclined to look into getting specific parts.
Yeah.
You know, like they want to have a good graphics card, but they also want to budget their whole desktop with their RAM and their motherboard, their CPU and everything. They want it all to have like a certain spec requirement to play a specific set of games, not necessarily all of them, to run at a certain rate. And at the same time, some people can be like they can sacrifice some sort of quality or sacrifice some sort of speed. So there's more flexibility, more leeway. So I feel like, yeah, in terms of console versus PC, that would probably be like the differentiation, that it would be games over specs for the console users, and kind of like flexibility with actually, yeah, there's even more flexibility with PC games, because you can use your mouse and keyboard, but there's also options for using connecting a controller, like a PS4 or PS controller or Xbox controller, even like Switch controllers. I don't know if there's any kind of connectivity for games on the console where you could plug in a mouse and a keyboard.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Final Fantasy Online was a big one. People used the mouse and keyboard. Yeah, because it was cross compatible on that. Yeah, and some, I mean, you can use the keyboard for any of the text box stuff on PlayStation 4. So if you have a real keyboard, you could use it for that. It's just a little bit finicky, but it does work.
Right. But I mean, like, do you think you'd find a lot of people playing Call of Duty on their PS4 or whatever with a mouse and keyboard?
Oh,
Likely
sorry,
not,
yeah.
Right?
I don't see that happening. No, I think some might use it if they could, and there was a few companies like Splitfish that tried to create accessories to be able to do that. But it's still not comparable in my opinion. The PC experience is very different to the console experience.
Yeah. What's that latest accessory that PS announced for their controllers? There's a new one.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I've kept kind of in the dark about most of the PlayStation stuff.
It's something that goes like on the back of it, button attachment. Oh, right, 2 customizable back paddle buttons to a DualShock. So,
oh yeah, there's been a few companies that have tried this already. At EB Games, we used to sell some of those back attachments to make the buttons easier.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Sony announced they've got a proprietary one for the DualShock 4. So it sits on the backside on the kind of like bottom towards the bottom, and yeah, so you've got these 2 little paddles that you can end up, I guess, maybe setting kind of like in a macro sense, like you can set it for whatever.
That's interesting. That's actually very similar to the PlayStation Vita. The PlayStation Vita had a touch screen, but then on the back of the Vita, it actually had a touch pad, and that touch pad was used for lots of different games. Off the top of my head, if you're playing Minecraft or Terraria, that touchpad on the back, which is the same positioning as this DualShock you're explaining, that touchpad on the back would be to scroll through your weapons in your inventory. Oh. And it was really interesting, actually, how well it worked. The PS Vita was like such an overlooked console. Here's a console that had the right accessories. It had a good processing power to it. It had everything right except for the games.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't sell. It didn't sell because the games didn't work. But the actual thing itself, it was incredible. Like,
no, it seemed like a pretty solid handheld console for sure.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah,
I still bust my note now because I've got it hacked and I put a bunch of emulators and ROMs on it, and it's incredible for playing old school games. It's really good.
I actually wanted to get it just so I could play. There's a Sword Art Online game that came out a few years back, and I think it was exclusive for the PS Vita.
Yeah.
But I didn't end up getting it because that would have just been kind of a bit much just to buy the console.
Yeah.
For that one game.
I don't know. It's a very good console. It's a shame that it didn't do better than it did. It really should have done better. I really liked it. I still use mine every now and then just for emulated games, and it's the screen is an OLED screen, so it's very nice looking. And it's like fairly old now. It's like 2014 or something when it came out. 2015.
Whoa.
Yeah, like it's maybe even earlier.
2012.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been working at EB Games too long. I'm glad I'm not there
You're
anymore.
old.
Yeah. I worked that launch, but what's even older than that is I worked the PSP Go. God, is that what it was called?
PSP Go.
Yeah, that was it. The PSP Go launch.
Oh,
that's what you gotta check out. Remember that guy?
That's like the cell phone sidekick.
Wait, what?
The one
heck?
where, you know, like.
Hold on.
What?
I'm just seeing online. It says 2005 it came out. I wasn't working at EB Games 2005.
Maybe.
Oh, wait. No, sorry. October 1st, 2009. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where I saw 2005, but I was like, I wasn't there then. But yeah, no, October 1st, 2009, there I was selling the PSP Go. Oh my gosh. It looks so old now, it's hilarious.
Ooh, there's one on Amazon for $595. Piano Black Standard Edition. Cool. Only one left in stock. Nope.
Anyway, sorry, this is not supposed to be a discussion on PlayStation Portable, but it is a good analogy, though, to what could be the issue with PlayStation 4, or PlayStation 5. Even if it has the specs, even if it has the accessories, even if everything works well, the games are ultimately, at the end of the day, what will sell it. And just another cautionary tale for people, don't worry so much about the launch of a game or a console. I've definitely done that in the past, and it's not a big deal. You can wait. You can get better deals on it, and you can get better games. You get a bundle box with, like, I don't know, Last of Us 2 or something would be re-released on PlayStation 5. So I would just say that for people to wait, don't be too concerned by it. And I want to hear from people. I want to know what are you excited about with PlayStation 5, because I'm confused what it can do. If it says 2 terabytes hard drive, I'm gonna be like, interesting, you have more terabytes hard drive. Why didn't the PlayStation 4 have 2 terabytes hard drive? Like, it could have. And then, like, if you say, like, it has a better CPU in it, or if it's got more RAM, I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, you could have done that with a PS4. So it's just a weird question of why. Like, I don't know. It's gonna get very confusing. To slap a 5 across the 4, you need something bigger than that. PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2 was mostly 3D graphics, and the jump is really noticeable visually. Then the jump from PS2 to PS3 is like 480 to 1080. From 4:3 to 16:9 resolutions. So we're getting, like, these games that are looking entirely different now from PS2 to PS3. PS3 to PS4, the jump was not as noticeable. It's mostly just for online play, trying to improve the community and stuff like that. But as far as the games, they're arguably better, obviously. But I mean, there's not a major jump between the two consoles. And then now PS4 to PS5, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so small in a jump. Like, we're gonna look at those games and be like, that could have come out on PS3. Like, there's gonna be a lot of, that's gonna be like the harshest criticism people give to bad PS5 games, is they're gonna say this looks like a bad PS3 game, is what they're gonna say. They're gonna skip PS4 altogether.
So what I'm wondering, if those are the upgraded specs, like if they're increasing their storage, and they're not really, I mean, I guess when they have their launch, they'll probably talk more about what is going to be special about
For
it.
sure.
But what recently came, or not recently, but PS, wait, is it PS Now? PS Now, is that the one that's, like, there's PS Plus, which is that monthly subscription, and you get, like, every month you get a different free-to-play game.
Yeah, PS Now is their streaming service.
Right. So, I don't know. I guess I wonder if maybe they want to find some way to utilize that. Like, if there's some sort of benefit for having more storage space and then getting more people on board with PS Now. Because PS Now is all about, like, going through your backlog of games, right? But they don't have, like, the best library, which I think is why they're not doing so well. But maybe by... And PS5 is... Didn't they already say that it's supposed to be backwards compatible? Like, you can play PS4 games. And maybe PS3, like 1 through 4? I don't really know.
I don't know. I haven't seen if they've announced anything on backwards compatibility, but I will say that it would be ridiculous if it wasn't backwards compatible. The only reason PlayStation 4 wasn't backwards compatible for PS3 is because PS3 was built on a totally different infrastructure or different hardware than regular PCs, for example. So it's different, and it was harder to translate that kind of stuff, even though some hackers are trying to do it now with emulators for PS3. It is just difficult. But from PS5 to PS4, if PS4 was built on the same kind of specs as a computer, so it would be a complete lie if they said they couldn't backwards compatible or make it backwards compatible. If they couldn't make it backwards compatible, it would be a lie.
Compatible.
Yeah. Just because it's built on regular specs anyway. So yeah, it better be, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And for PS2 and PS1, that should not be hard. And, like, it's a small feature. Xbox did it in, like, a year after backlash that they couldn't have original Xbox games on it, or 360 games. They did it in, like, a year. They coded it themselves and built an emulator in their system and did it. If Sony isn't doing that by now, then they're falling behind, and they need to get better at that.
Yeah. I guess I just imagine if they're going to be increasing their storage capacity, and then they've got PS Now, which I assume that they would want to make more use of while they've got it, that it might have something to do with being able to, like, allow players to have to store more of their backlog games, like, onto their console. I don't know, maybe they're seeing that other people, like, a lot of people are buying those retro made consoles, right? Like the redone NES, SNES, PlayStation. I think those are the 3 so far that have been redone, and I'm sure more will come out in the future, but maybe that's something they want to get ahead of before other people start trying to kind of steal away from those potential customers of PlayStation. They're the ones who want to have like the nostalgia while playing games, as opposed to like going through newer experiences. So this way they kind of get like the best of both worlds. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe. I hope it doesn't steer into the PlayStation Now stuff. I had bad experiences with that software in the past.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see more of that, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe that is where they're going. It could be. I don't know what the right move is for Sony at this moment. It seems strange to have a new console, and yet at the same time I get that they want to keep pushing their brand. So I want to be wowed. So I hope that after they do their release and all that, they talk a bit about the system, and you and I can come back to this going, wow, I can't believe they announced this and this and this. Like, that's going to be interesting. So I'd like to see that. But
yeah,
hope for the best. But I just thought we might as well get our points out now before it becomes mainstream. What the real
before we find out that we're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And I would love to be wrong. I definitely
Yeah.
want Sony to do better than everyone, because I love Sony. But I always am concerned that they're just not thinking ahead. They seem like they just kind of caught lightning a few times. And I'm so glad they did, but I feel like they didn't know why or how they did it. They just were like, oh my god, let's hang on to this. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that's a overly exaggerated way to talk about the PlayStation 5. Anth0z, would you like to do something that I call the Wheel of Scum?
Scum, 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 scum.
You're gonna have to keep.
What a
You're gonna have to keep going because I need to get my thing up. The Scum bar spinner thing.
Scum.
All right, Anth0z, spin the wheel.
Click.
The wheel is spinning. I promise you, it's spinning. I wonder, can you hear it?
No. Does it actually?
You can't hear that?
Oh, wait. Oh, I can. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah.
All right, we landed on Across the Universe. I didn't even read out what everything was. Let me just quickly read it all out. Anth0z, cue the music. On the Wheel of Scum, we could have landed on one of 7 different things. There is the Pirate Adventure. There is I Can't Believe It's Not Better. There's Crossover Crossbover. There's Tit from Tat from Anth and Matt. There's Who Wants to Be Scum Millionaire. There's Swashbuckler. And number 7, there is Across the Universe. Now, we landed on Across the Universe. So, in this game, one person will say 2 different movies, games, or other types of properties, while the other will have to connect those 2 things.
I stopped the music because I figured that was only
Anth0z, stop the music.
All right.
I can't remember who went last on this one.
Wait, I was singing it. I didn't actually hear your explanation. What are we doing?
This is the game where we say one of us says 2 things, and the other person has to connect those 2 things. I know we did Friends and Jurassic Park, and we also did You did Star. Oh, I was the last one who said it. You gave me 2 things. You said Star Wars and.
Oh, I have no idea what I gave you. I'm not gonna get it.
I can't remember. Oh, was it Apple or like Facebook or
maybe.
something? I feel like.
But we rotate anyway, right? Like it's.
Oh, I thought we were just doing one person. On the we've only in the past we've only done one person makes the 2 and the other person just connects it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I will make the 2 properties and you have to connect it this time because we did it that way last time. It's a roundabout way of making you do it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull 2 things out of midair. I'm gonna pull out Cowboys and and oh my gosh, Subway.
Oh.
Cowboys and the fast food restaurant chain Subway. Go.
Okay, so wow. This is gonna be interesting. All right. So it all started with in the Western days, cowboys and cowgirls and cow people, just cows, as they would roam around in the streets. Everybody had their different kind of looks. They had certain aspects of their cultures which contained patterns and colors. Textures. So you know there's a whole bunch of different different senses going on, different aspects that you could feel and touch and just get to know. So, for example, cows, their pattern, black and white, kind of spotty. Cowboys, sometimes they've got layers. You know, they'll wear they've got their brown pants, maybe a plaid shirt, a paisley hanky, and a leather vest and a hat. Plus their lasso, you know, that rope, that's a pattern, and it's got a different kind of like straw kind of texture. Cows got that furry texture. Cow people have like cotton and skin texture, and their brown pants tend to have kind of that like weird, like odd kind of satin feel. So anyway, one day while one person was well, we're just gonna call him Darren. No, we're gonna call him Jared. We're gonna call him Jared. So Jared, one day took note. He was just sitting on his bench on the porch, just looking around and noticing all these people and animals and colors and textures. And he was eating a sandwich, and he was really bored of his sandwich. And he just thought, man, this sandwich is just not what I feel like having. It just feels the same through the whole bite. It looks the same. It's just brown bread, peanut butter, and old turkey. It's just brown, 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 and I'm bored of this brown. So you know what? Let's see. I got to think of something new. And he realized while looking out at all these people and animals that he was inspired by all of that, that he wanted to create the sandwich that just embodied what he was seeing. And so he thought, well, what can I do? You know what? There's this one cowboy walking. He's got this red hanky, and it's just very vibrant. You know what that reminds me of? Ketchup. I'm gonna get some ketchup. I'm just gonna have that available. And then what? Let's see. I've got this. See those brown pants. Let's see. There's two pants, and when you put them side by side, it kind of looks like the top and bottom of a long piece of bread, with a slice down the middle. So I'm gonna use that. That's gonna be my new sandwich bread. I don't want to use these slices of loaf. Blech. And then he saw somebody with a lasso, and he thought, hey, cool. You know what? Circles. That seems like a cool kind of pattern. What if I cut these onions that I have, cut them in, just get the rings, and I'm just gonna have those rings set aside, these onion rings. And then he just kind of went on from there. He just started gathering more and more materials, and he thought, you know, I gotta find a way to keep this all together. Kind of like how cowboys have these saddles. They just have these. They got a saddle, and they got these packs on the ends of these saddles where they just keep all of their tools, all their stuff. I'm just gonna have an array of tools just ready to use, and when people ask for it, they're just gonna be ready, and I can customize it. Yeah, that's a good word, customize. So I'm just gonna have them on hand. So I got my ketchup that I got inspired from my hanky, or that person's hanky. I got this barbecue sauce inspired by that guy's gunshot wound. I've got mayo inspired by these cows' expired milk. I got everything. So I'm just gonna have this ready, and this is gonna be the way that I make my sandwiches. But if anybody else wants to have a sandwich, they can come up to me, and they can have one of these. I'm gonna need a name for it, and let's see, how am I gonna think of a name for this? Well, let's see. Well, that train. Let's see. What does that train say on it? It says you're going the right way to the subterranean land. I like those words. I'm gonna take Terranian way, but no, that's too long. I'm gonna take Subway. That sounds cool. Yeah. And that's how Subway and Cowboys connect.
Wow.
I'm not sure if I did that right. I can't remember.
No, you did that very right. You did it beyond right. That was a full-on story, and you did it. You connected it. Good job.
Sure.
It's insane. That's well done, because that was a very hard one. Like, Subway and Cowboys. I don't know how you're supposed to connect that at all. I had no idea. Like, I was like, no.
I had no idea.
Yeah, you did it, though. You did find your own way.
My Subway. My Terranian way.
Eat fresh. All right, Anth0z, why don't you take it away and take us into topic number 2. Coming at ya.
Cool.
Right here, DJ Anth0z.
Actually, I wonder if this might even tie into yours a little bit, or if it could.
Ooh.
But so a little while back, you were telling me about making a home media server, that was because I upgraded some. Excuse me, I upgraded some of my PC parts. So I upgraded my motherboard, my CPU, and my RAM. I also have a spare SSD that I got from Staples because they had a coupon, and I thought, why not? Always good to have an SSD around. So anyway, I've got these parts, and I was thinking about making a home media server. Either that or a network attached server. I think that's what NAS stands for, right? NAS.
Mm-hmm.
So either or both, I guess, depending on what is more plausible for what I want to do. But it sounds like I can technically do both, right? Like if I were, like if I have my network attached server, that'll be the one that stores all the files, all the media that I want to be able to stream. So that could be like my photos, my videos, movies, TV shows, music, comic books, pop culture, and everything in between. Could all be stored right in there. And then I would build my my new PC out of these old parts, so I don't have to really spend much money other than maybe buying a case. But I can find cheap ones on Craigslist with a power supply unit, I'm sure. So it would be I feel like it would be a fairly cheap expense to put this together, and then I have access to all my files anymore. And it would work for me for my personal files, but also for work files, I guess, which would be handy because I have another place where I could back up my files and not worry about things crashing or things getting blown up or catching viruses and stuff like that. So anyway, I wanted to get your thoughts about what you were saying again, because I remember you explained to me about actually putting together a home media server. Do you actually have one? I think you mentioned you do.
I don't have a separated one currently. My regular desktop PC is a media server for myself.
Okay, so you don't have any other like separate parts. Like you just you're able to stream everything.
Yeah, I've got the hard drive space in my desktop, and I've got everything stored onto the separated hard drive on there. And then I'm actually using Plex right now to be able to
Plex.
Yeah, to be able to stream the media and everything. But back in the day, I used to just use an internet cable. I put it up to my computer, and I used the regular Windows media streaming service they had. So I used Windows Media Player, and they had their media streaming options on there, and I would build my playlists or all my lists of movies and all that kind of stuff in there. And then from my other devices, it would just show up because it was on the network. So I'd be able to access all my movies and TV show music and pictures and everything that way.
Okay, but Windows Media Player is not a thing anymore. Or that's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
It's
I mean, it's built into Windows, so it's not part of Windows Media Player right now. I'm sure I just haven't done it with Windows 10 at all, but I'm sure there's a new way of doing their streaming or their media server on there.
Okay.
You have to look at like media streaming options or sharing options on your computer's options, and then you can find it, I'm sure. But I just haven't done it on Windows 10, so I don't know where those options would be. But Plex is very simple, and I would recommend using Plex. I've currently got 123 movies, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 TV shows on my server.
Like full series?
Yes.
Wow.
So that's all on my server, and I use Plex, and Plex handles it all like a dream. It's pretty much my own customized Netflix, which is great. So,
well, yeah. See, that's the thing that I want to be able to do is have like a customized set of media, because it's not just the movies and TV shows that are on Netflix and Disney Plus, but other things that I want to be able to watch, like home movies or home videos and things.
Oh, of course,
like that, right?
Definitely.
Like videos that
I've got my whole show on there as well. The show I made for YouTube and stuff. It's all on there as if it's a show, which is really interesting because then it's like a part of all the other shows, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So.
And that's awesome. So that's another way that you can archive all your stuff,
Yep.
which I think nowadays, like, I think people there aren't a lot of people that are aware of their options for backing up all their info and their media and their files.
Yeah.
I still hear people talk about how like they die if they lose their phone because everything's on it. Like they didn't know where they could back stuff up, or same thing with their PC. Like they've got everything just stored in their one PC, and maybe it's on the cloud or maybe it's not. But either way, like there's minimal backups. But we have all these things that we accumulate over time, and something like having a bunch of photos from our childhood or our TV shows that we used to make when we were younger, like you have. It'd be great if there would be a way to be able to store all this. And this is kind of why I was thinking it kind of relates to what I was saying with the PS5 about what could be their next step, in terms of having the backlog ready to go through and connecting it with streaming with the PS Now, right? So this is kind of like my way of being able to customize all the stuff that I like and having it ready to access from any means, which I think is a really cool idea and seems like during these days like to be a fairly cheap expense overall. So like, why not do it? And yeah, Plex does seem pretty popular from what I've been seeing online. I've also seen some people using Raspberry Pi somehow. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I guess they use Raspberry Pi to create the. Oh, I guess that would be for like the OS, like creating
Raspberry Pi is a way of getting around having a Windows operating system. So it just builds you the basic Linux operating system, so that you can just kind of do whatever you'd want, but with the free price. So the Raspberry Pi allows you to not have to worry about Windows and all the other things that come with Windows, and just do the base model of computing that you're trying to do. So if you're trying to make a simple media server, you probably don't need much of an operating system, especially if you're making a media server that doesn't need anything. So if you put on Plex, and all Plex needs to do is just read the files on your computer, do you even need a monitor? No, you don't need anything.
No, you don't.
You just need this tiny little thing. And I don't know about your storage space, but you would just need a tiny little device, and Raspberry Pi can help you with that. My storage, just for anybody who's curious, what I just explained that I have on my media service, I just checked it out, and that's 330 gigabytes. So it's actually not that crazy. I've got 4 terabytes on my desktop, but that's because my movies take up a lot of space. But
and these days you can get like high capacity solid state drives and hard drives for a lot cheaper than they used to be, right? Like before, trying to get a 120 SSD, I think my
120 SSD cost me $180. $180.
180?
Yeah. And that
How long ago did you get it?
That was 2016.
Oh wow. Okay, so 180 4 years ago. I bought a 500 gig SSD from Staples, and I think I got it for under $70.
Wow. So that's all. I still have that 120 SSD in this desktop right now.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. Like that's why I say it's a fairly cheap expense. It's something that like the parts are a lot cheaper than they used to be, and mind you, I had a $25 off coupon for Staples because it was just available at the time. So it was like $25 off of a $75 purchase, and that's what helped bring the whole thing under 70.
Right.
But still, I mean, like that's such a huge jump. It seems so cool to me that we have access to all these things that we can do for ourselves. And yeah, I guess like it'd be great just knowing that we're visiting like our parents. We want to be able to show, I don't know, like some pictures or videos, and we didn't have enough room on our phones to save them, so we can just find it on like access our own network. Say we're not like, okay, say with Google, for example, like on Google Photos or Google Drive, when you add photos, they're fairly high quality, but if you add like original quality or high res stuff, then they start capping you, so you end up having to pay monthly just to keep it up there. And I feel like that monthly expense would end up costing you more further down the road than if you were just spending a little bit more now just to build your own server and always have access to your stuff. And maybe like in a decade you might have to upgrade a couple parts here and there, because overall the power consumption would be that great, that high, I mean. The actual like wear and tear of your media server, if you have like an external one anyway, like it wouldn't that wouldn't end up having a lot of wear and tear that I imagine, because it's really only running when you're streaming stuff, and you're not going to be streaming stuff 24 hours a day unless you are doing like live backups or something, which I wouldn't be. But yeah, there's a lot of flexibility in that. So anyways, yeah, just wanted to kind of talk about that, because that's one of the things that I want to try to get into. And I was talking to my brother about it. He's actually, both my brothers are quite avid techies, but also in terms of not the hardware, but also in terms of like languages and coding and things like that. So yeah, my brother was saying like try Linux Mint. Like there's variations of Linux for the operating system, and Linux Mint is basically like a Windows. So if you're used to Windows and you're unsure about you're unsure if you'd be able to keep up with like learning like a brand new operating system, then Linux Mint is basically like using Windows, so you wouldn't really have an issue.
I'd like to check that out, because the only Linux I have much experience with is Linux Ubuntu, and it's an alright operating system. I just didn't like it all that much. I preferred Windows, but I'm used to Windows. But anyways, yeah, with Linux, since it's open, you can do a lot more with it. And I've seen a few other operating systems that the guys who do the video editing stuff for like all the movies right now, they do their editing software and stuff all on Linux-based operating systems. I don't remember why somebody was trying to explain it to me, but yeah, it's not on like a Windows computer. They do it all on Linux computers. And they had an operating system I'd never seen before, and I was like, oh wow, there must be like a whole bunch of new ones or something for Linux. So that's interesting. I'm curious about that. I'll check out Linux Mint. Yeah, because it sounds cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess like there are options out there for how you want to create your home media server.
Yeah, the way you're talking about with the NAS, the NAS, there's a guy I know that I saw him invest in that whole thing, and he got the NAS, and he had the slide-in like hard drives that he was doing, and he had I think 10 terabytes in total on the thing. So it was 5 slots that were 2 terabytes each, and he had all 5 slots filled. In the long run, he regretted it, because he spent way too much money for something I didn't use as much. But at the same time, I thought it was stupid, because he bought the NAS and all those slots all at once, all one giant purchase. And I don't really think that makes much sense. What would probably work best for you is just, if you're going to buy a NAS or something, then just buy that and buy one of the slots, and just have the cases for the others, but don't fill those slots yet. And then just slowly but surely fill that up as you go, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of my game plan. Like I wanted to look into NAS, because I think buying certain ones can be like, that can be where your expenses go like on the higher side. Yeah. So I wanted to find one that would have the flexibility for down the road. I can add more. Well, basically, like I would buy one and then buy the hard drive separately. Maybe have 1 or 2 ready to put in now, and then later on down the road, as I need more space. And as the hard drives get even cheaper, then I can just add to it. Like, because I doubt I would ever, at this point, like with my collection, I have a 1 terabyte. Actually, I feel like I have a 3 terabyte external hard drive, and I've probably filled up 1%, if that. And I thought I had a lot of movies, so yeah, I feel like at this time you can't go too wrong in terms of it, and it is really about like it's kind of also pointing towards what I was saying earlier, that people with PCs are the ones who tend to have or want to be able to customize a bit more, know the specs a bit more. So this is kind of like another way for any
it's
of
a hobby
PC
as well. Yeah,
it can. That's right. Like it kind of is a hobby, but it's fun. Like you get to learn a little bit more. Like I like what I'm learning about, like all these things that I can do, and then
I learn every single day on it. It's my profession, and I learn every day on it. Like there's so much stuff to learn. It's pretty crazy, and you'll keep on learning in the tech world, because it always develops and it always changes and gets newer. But yeah, actually with the NAS, now that I talk about that, I was just kind of contradicting myself. I just realized that if you only have 1 slot in your NAS though, and it's not on like RAID settings for when it's saving to your hard drive, then your NAS is now not going to be able to you're not going to be able to back up those files if something wrong happens on your NAS. Your NAS is not really all that useful unless you get at least 2 slots. If you have 2 slots and you have them on the RAID saving, then what it'll do is, if one blows up or like short circuits or whatever, right? Everything that you've got saved, if you have enough space, saves on the other one, right? So it can go between the 2. So you want to make it so that your data is able to go between all of them or go between the two, and then you're not losing anything, because it is just a hard drive at the end of the day, and you can lose that data. So I'd probably get 2. And now that I say, as I said earlier, just get the 1 for the price, but I'd actually probably get 2 so that you can't worry about it getting destroyed, unless the whole NAS got blown up. But
yeah,
that would suck.
I think that's good advice, because then that's kind of like you're kind of future proofing your backup plans, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, because you don't want your backup itself to already be a bit of a liability. So you need your backup to also be backing up, or you need your backup to have like a backup.
yeah, exactly. You want your plan A, your plan 2, and your plan D
all together.
Does that sound familiar at all?
No, but
that's a hard reference to get.
A to D.
Yeah.
Plan A, plan 2, plan D. Was that from school?
It's from Home Alone.
Oh.
And it was when
A, plan 2, plan D.
What was so Buzz was talking to one of his cousins, or one of his what does he say? Okay, I'm just gonna look it up.
Girlfriend. Woof.
Yeah, woof. A to D.
It's all I think about when I see Buzz.
Let's see. Let's see. 3 reasons. Okay, so Megan McAllister, you're not at all worried that something might happen to Kevin. So this is after they've already figured out that Kevin's back at home, and they're already in, where are they? Philadelphia, Florida, something. Yeah, I don't know. And then he responds, no, for 3 reasons. A, I'm not that lucky.
Yeah.
2, we use smoke detectors. And D, we live on the most boring street in the whole United States of America. Oh man.
Good movie.
Buzz just has like some of the best lines.
He's actually pretty good in the second one too.
He is, when he's got that whole scene where he's just trying to like con his whole family into thinking he's the nice guy who was the one that was like playing the candle drums on Kevin and just like caused the whole mess. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my topic. That's my next kind of like upcoming project that I sort of want to work on when I have the time.
I'm excited about it. So as you go through that project, keep me updated on it, because I want to know what's going on. It makes me want to do more with my stuff too, because there's always a lot of potential you can do with your system. So
do it. And I also feel like having that, I don't know, does that in any way help with integrating smart home kind of stuff? I'm not sure if it does, but
if it's connected to your network, if your smart home device is able to, let's say you got a TV, and your smart home device can access your TV, right? And it can change what's on your TV. Then by that, you should be able to play anything off of your media server on your TV by telling your smart device to look for it. You should be able to.
Yeah.
So, because if it's on the NAS and it's on your network, if it's on the network, your smart device knows what it is. So
that's kind of
but the thing is, I don't know how that works. I'm sure there's forums you can go check out, and people have got like better there's probably an app involved in making that a little bit easier for the smart device to be able to find it. But you should be able to go through that. You should be able to sit on your couch, I don't know what you do, turn on your TV with your smart device, and then also find the media you want to play and just play it from Plex. So yeah,
that's true. Or at least
actually, you know what, that's probably it. That's all it is. Just if your Google Assistant or whatever can find Plex, then that's all you need. If it say go to Plex, play Fast and Furious 9, then you're good to go.
I think it should be able to. Yeah, as long as because I think you can. I know that when we're streaming Plex, or off of Plex for for watching movies and stuff, that I think we can ask Google to pause it. I'd have to double. I'm pretty sure we have though. But I'm even thinking, say, if you got like for those people who have smart home or smart cameras, like security cameras, like maybe there's a way that where you can, like, that feed can be saved directly to your NAS, so that's where all your files are going to be saved, right? So it's like it's recording its files being saved on your NAS, and then from NAS you can access those files and then play them on your TV, couldn't you?
Yeah, should be able to.
Yeah. So I guess in that kind of way, it's
like theoretically it works. I've never put it into practice though, so there might be some hiccups along the way, but I'm sure there's a way around it.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. So there's more experimentations for those who want to have their own home media server and who want to expand their smart home stuff. Sounds fun. Sounds could be like a fun project for anybody who's willing to put a little bit of effort into expanding those things. So yeah.
Cool.
Anyway,
Great. Well, I like that topic.
Great.
It was fun.
Cool. Thanks for indulging me on that.
No problem. I will Dolce. What's that chocolate stuff called? Dolce. Something.
There's a chocolate called Dolce. There's Dolce Vita, Dolce and Gabbana chocolate.
Oh yeah, is that it? Dolce and Gabbana? What's
No,
the-
that's a brand.
Oh,
that's
sorry.
definitely not chocolate.
Dolce. Oh, Dolce and Gabbana is the clothing thingy. No, there's like a Dolce chocolate thing, isn't there?
Dolce chocolate. Dolce chocolate. It's just called Dolce Chocolates, is what I see.
Dolce chocolate. Let me see.
Dolce Chocolate Company.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Oh wait, no, it's not. Wait, what? Dolce. Oh wait. What is Dolce?
Dolce means sweet.
Oh. Okay. I'm sure I've just seen Dolce something somewhere. I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's something. And I've seen it. Is it
Dolce
is it
Vita?
Italian? I feel like it's Italian or Latin.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's Latin. Sorry. Or Dolce origin.
Latin from Italian. I mean, sorry, Italian. I mean.
Yeah.
I read Latin because it says from Italian sweet, from Latin dolcis.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, original.
So it actually is a lot. It sounds very Latin. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? It sounds very Italian, is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah. Dolces.
Dolce. Okay, Anth0z, where can the audience find you?
Well, if you want to find me, you can. For the audience, just so you know, while Mattbrush and I are on a video call, he was pointing at me and waving his finger as if he was hypnotizing me. But it seemed like he was trying to pick my nose. I wasn't sure. Anyway.
Now I'm doing the Sonic thing. No,
you can find me on Twitter at Anth0z1. That's at Anth0z1.
And if you want to find me, you can also find me on Twitter at Mattbrush Gaming. But if you want to watch this podcast in video format, you can go to YouTube and type in Mattbrush Gaming or the Scumm Podcast. If you want to listen to this podcast like a regular human being, go to any of your podcast platforms and just type in the Scumm Podcast, and you'll find it there as well. You can leave us a like. You can leave us a subscribe. You can leave us a yell. You can leave us a scream. You can leave us a happy. You can leave us a smile. And a star. And a thumbs up. And a thumbs down. And a comment. And a share. And all that stuff.
And a sunny.
And a sunny. We love it all. If you want to write us an essay, you can go to the scumbbarpodcast@gmail.com and write us a whole essay, which we may or may not read on air. And if you just want to talk,
but we probably will,
if you just
because we need the topics.
True. And if you want to talk about PlayStation 5, you want to let us know what you think about that. Or if you want to talk about media servers,
media servers,
yeah, and how to build it. And if you have some suggestions for Anth0z and how he should go ahead with that, then let us know. We want
if you
to
hear about any
from
sales
you.
on PC parts, let me know.
Yes, definitely.
Or if you have a free PC case and power supply unit, I'd love that too.
Let us know. Let me know too. Anyways, thank you all for listening. We really do appreciate it. And Anth0z has prepared something very special for you. So without further ado, Anth0z, take it away.
Time. Smart. White. Nothing. Everything. You. Me. Us. Always. You. Be you. I will be I. Together is what matters. In addition to everything I just said. Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Goodbye.
Ciao.